Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about smart nonsense. Back at it again. It's
October 7th. It's
Oh.
October 7th.
I was gonna say I was looking for an adjective for Monday. Manic's not the word. Maybe moody.
Moody Monday.
Miserable.
Marvelous.
That's what I wanted.
I go marvelous. You go miserable.
Yeah.
What you got? I went golfing for the first time ever in my life. Golfed 18 holes.
Nice.
Before you get into your misery, what I'll say about that is golf's a lot of work. Golf's a lot of work. Even when you're sitting in the golf cart drinking and slugging all day.
Oh, I thought you were
came
walking
out of it. No. We had 3 people, 2 golf carts.
During COVID, I would just I got really addicted to golf. So I just go to the course by myself and just walk with my bag and just fucking slug balls. It's kind of sick. Walking is like next level. It's just a different vibe when you get the carts, because then there's booze and then it's a party. But
I didn't know the course, and this was a pretty nice course. They build it around hanging, so there's like halfway stops in between the holes, booze up. There's people coming around on carts selling food and booze.
Yeah, it's always one of those like cart girls coming by, and she like waits to say anything until you're done shooting, and you're like, oh, I better impress the cart girl here, and then you fucking shank it, and you're like, oops.
Yeah, okay, that's a qualm I got with golf, and then we can get off that thread. But there's a lot of just standing around watching each other hit, and I feel like it's already a precise enough game where like the added pressure of you're gonna tee off, gonna try and slug a drive, which is not an easy thing to do, and you're gonna have 3 other people just standing around watching you.
Right.
That's kind of a lot of pressure.
It's
a lot of time
like
to think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
a lot of time to get
there's
the
no one to
yips.
blame. Like, I was thinking about baseball. Baseball, like, if you're at bat, it's kind of all on you and the pitcher, I guess. A 1v1 with literally everyone waiting on you. But golf is just 1v0. Like, you don't have any excuses out there.
It's 1v0, and it's slow.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I'm also thinking about like when we slugged in tennis, the difference is when you're in the middle of a slug sesh, which is a point, rallying, there's not enough time to think. It's just bounce, hit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to like walk up to the tee. I'm going to like slowly put my tee in the ground. I'm going to put the ball on the tee. The ball's going to fall off the tee a little bit. Do it again.
Yeah.
And then there's 3 guys standing around waiting for me. And then I whiff or shank it.
And dude, imagine now when the players behind you finish their hole early. So now they're waiting on you to go.
Don't get me started. We were being rushed the whole time. After like 4 holes in, we just got people on our tail.
With 3 too. That means you're really bad. Unless they were
No, we were 4. We had a lone wolf join us. He was pretty cool. They were 3 behind us, and behind them was a single. And so they were getting pushed really hard. Yeah.
The single's pushing the whole group, dude. That's what do they call those herd dogs? Fucking border collie, just pushing everybody. Yeah, I had that. I've been playing tennis. I don't know if you heard. And
Feel guy.
Here's the thing. Yeah, my new go-to shorts and socks. If you didn't catch those, I've been playing tennis with a friend from the club team. You'd know him as Xander. Everyone else wouldn't know him. I like slugging. He likes playing matches. So we've been playing matches. Dude, I really just don't like the sport of tennis.
Why is he like playing matches?
It's because he's good at them.
Oh, that's no fun.
Right. So he'll just like serve and volley, and I just it's like, well, you put the ball away.
I want to rally.
Me.
I want to rally from the baseline.
Well, it's funny because we'll play a match and he'll beat me like 6-0 or something. Sometimes one of the matches, talking about people waiting, I was 6-6 in games, and we were in a tiebreaker, and it was 6-6-6-6. So we literally had like one more point. We were like a couple minutes overtime, and dude, everyone was like hounding on the fence because it's like
to get their court.
it's the best courts in New York, and so we had to just leave when it was tied in tiebreaker. That was sad. I didn't like that. But point is, like, we play this shit and I lose every time, and then I get really fucking depressed and sad, and I'm like, my identity is just shattered. And I'm like, dude, can we just like slug for a little bit and just rally, like no serves that really slow down all the points? And I'm just fucking grooving, and I might be better than him at rallying, but I can't get in a fucking rally when we play a match. And I'm like, why don't we
It's
just do
like,
this?
yeah, serve, charge the net, put it away.
I'm like, yeah, and repeat that 100 times. I'm like, dude, this sucks. I'm like, let me just slug. But he doesn't like slugging.
Wait, now that you mention it, so all right, this is the golf tennis episode apparently, and so 18 holes of golf takes like 4 hours. Beautiful out. Like, what a wonderful sport. You get to walk around, be in the sun, off your phone, hanging with friends. It's great. Getting some exercise. But like, leaving out the par threes, I hit like 10, 12 drives. And by hit, sorry, I had 10 or 12 opportunities to drive. And so therefore, I hit one. I hit one drive, like clean off the tee and straight.
Yeah.
Versus I go to
hours.
In 4 hours. I go to this is talk about slugging. I go to the golf simulator yesterday, just me and the automatic simulator feeding me balls. I must have hit 200 drives, and I was slugging them, dude. I hit my record, 240 yards. And
nice, dude.
So yeah, now I'm kind of thinking about like match versus just slug.
Well,
all the
play a match.
Fun is in slug.
Each match, I would get like one. I'm too scared to hit it hard because now points like extra matter. So I'm like easing up, and I ease up, and then everything's tense, and now I still hit it in the net. So I maybe get same deal, like just a couple slugs a match. Like the amount of balls that I hit during the match is equivalent to like 5 rallies in a slugfest.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude. But I do have teed up. I got this fucking stick that I hang on the fence, and then it has AI, so it basically creates like a US Open live stream of your match. Like you can go back and see all the stats. It'll like be like, yo, this is exactly where every ball landed. Like you get this, like, you know, when you're watching like US Open and it gives all the stats, you get the same deal. And it's like pretty accurate. And you can go.
It's a video camera.
It uses your phone. It's an app. I just hang it like it's got a little tool. I like put my phone in this little fucking stick, and the stick hangs on the fence, and that records the game. After the game, it'll like cut out all the shit in between points too, so you can just like watch a live feed of every single point as if it were like US Open highlights.
And it's
really
accurate?
Cool. Yeah. And it gives you like speed that you're hitting the ball. Dude, I didn't realize I'm like a 8-year-old, dude. I'm hitting the ball like 50 miles an hour. I thought I was slugging it. It's fucking like I used to pitch that fast when I was like 10.
We would throw like 70.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little sad.
It was really sad. I'm like, wow, this looks a lot like maybe I should change what I want in a spouse because I'm not as good as I thought I was. Maybe you'll see
50 mile an hour.
I guess I did some of that this weekend. My suspension is due today, so I can't play in a game for hockey. But someone else invited me to play, so
you can go into that one. Whatever happened to I know you did all that CSI crime scene investigation work to get the guy who hit you first suspended as well? Because you're trying to prove that rule that you can't retaliate?
No, I bent to the law, dude. The knee was on my neck, and I just caved.
Too soon.
He's like, hey, he emailed me. He's like, hey, dude, you're suspended a game, and I know you play in every league, so do this again, and there's going to be trouble. I'm like, all right.
Verbatim, there's going to be trouble?
Yeah.
Rip.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's verbatim, but it was as aggressive as you're going to get in trouble. Not the good kind of trouble either. Oh, I threw a party this weekend.
Well, yeah, what else? I was going to say, what else did you get up to over the weekend?
Party.
What was it for?
fucking vibes, dude. I'm sick. Actually, it was like stupid fun, dude. I throw sick parties, but now it's fucking miserable Monday. So, it was actually cool though because we learned like new things every party, and
Oh, he's an
and this is why
entrepreneur.
I keep asking you for money, but like I'm like fuck it, every party I'm just gonna like I'm just out $300. That's just the law. Like I'm just gonna accept that. So now I just buy $300 worth of alcohol, which will feed like 60 people, whatever. And we get all the tables, and there's just free alcohol laid out everywhere. We got lights that we bought that are strung up everywhere on the roof, and it's got like a sick view of all of Manhattan. Everyone comes and we got like sick couch set up. It's baller, and everyone has a
Mwah.
good time, and it's really nice. So fucking
It is funny
do that with
how
your money.
low miserable Monday, how low the bar is. Like $300 sounds like a lot of alcohol, but that's really not much for like you said 50, 60 people to have just a great night.
Yeah, I
It's
was
just not
pissed
that
too
hard.
because I went to another friend's like it's one of those like, hey, we're gonna have alcohol, but bring some if you want. Um, so I brought some, and it was one of like our client friends. So I bought like $100 worth of booze, but then this person was just like knocked out. So I just like I showed up with like really nice alcohol, and then they weren't even conscious basically, and so I just like went and left it on the table, and no one ever knew that I brought it. And I was like, it's kind of a lot of money worth of alcohol that no one gave me recognition for. Um, so I was kind of bummed about that. I'm like, fuck it, dude, fuck all this.
The
Um,
recognition rat.
I it's just like I observed this because I said the same thing here. Like we'll have alcohol, but feel free to bring some. And then people would like come and like they'd make sure to come and say hi to me and like have the booze. So it's like, you know, oh nice, you're a contributing member of society. I saw how they do it. But like I don't know, I just didn't get that, and that was
And you
sad.
clocked that and tried it at the next place, and then your buddy wasn't there, so you couldn't get
Yeah,
kudos for bringing your expensive alcohol.
yeah. I threw a sick party hoping they'd come, but they never do. Um, you
What
want
other
to know
threads you
why
got?
it's
I got
miserable
two.
Monday, dude?
Yeah,
No.
give me
Oh,
miserable Monday.
well, it's the Monday with an easy solution. I just want a phone call on Mondays because they're really sad and I never get them, and so it's just me by myself. And I got a lot of
Oh,
wireframes. Well, I'm trying to figure out this app, but they're like 100,000 different decisions that I'm trying to go through.
right.
And then I'm trying to like simplify a lot of things. It's just a lot of like it's literally me talking. I gotta like pretend I'm playing myself in the game and looking at the screen. It's just like, dude, just like the perfect recipe to go insane. It's like if I were playing myself and I saw this screen, staring at
so,
walls, dude.
so he's locked in a closet. He's leading his own project. He's got SpongeBob stickers on the wall, and he's playing himself in a whiteboard game.
Dude, now this isn't gonna happen, but I'm gonna say if I ever off myself for any reason,
Don't.
the fucking breadcrumb trail would be so crazy. The irony is we can laugh about it because we know it's not gonna happen, but like, goddamn, the breadcrumb trail
Don't.
would be no
Oh,
good. Um, no, I'm fine. It's just a
you
lot.
figure anything out in your wireframes playing yourself?
Well, I think on our home screen, I guess we can put up B-roll of like the mock-ups we were doing. But we used to have this thing that's like fight or war, or like duel or war, or battle or war or something. Basically, like two different versions of the game. It's like one is sync, like we can play at the same time versus each other. Another one is like async, where like I'll start and then I pass the baton to you, but like you don't have to be online at the same time to play me. And then it goes back and forth. I kind of realized like you'd only want to do async against your friends. Like I don't really want to do async.
With a
Like you'd only
stranger.
do async, yeah, if like your friend's not online but you still want to play your friend. So I'm thinking about just removing the whole like battle versus war, and you just have like battle, you just have fight, whatever that word is going to be. And it's just like fight, and then it's like, do you want to fight a stranger or your friend? And then if it's friend, it's going to be like it'll be like a dude, fucking all these stupid details that make no sense. But it'll be like if you click friend, it'll be like waiting for them to join, and then it'll like wait until they accept, or you can just be like, fuck it, play async. But that's like it's a sub button within like this
Oh, oh,
this
it's the decision tree.
yeah, but it's like so that you don't have a big main button on the home screen. It's really just a decision that should be fucking tucked away.
Yeah.
So I'll have fucking stupid ass bullshit. I had a lot. I've been reading a lot of like Ed Thorp, who we've talked about in the past. I kind of wanted to talk about him.
Yeah,
Now
give
we're
me
pretty
Eddie
deep
Thorpe.
in this sad episode. Well, the only thing that I'm drawing inspiration from here, I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about on him, but like on a happier day maybe. This.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm laughing with you, not at you.
This
Misery.
is like a. This. Well, so Ed, he beat blackjack. Like he invented card counting. This MIT professor, just stud.
90-year-old.
And yeah, he's now 90. This was like 1959 when my dad was born that he was doing this, which is crazy because he's like a little bit older than us in 1959, and the dude's still alive. Like 1959 seems so fucking long ago. This dude was making that, but he was basically like, there are these people that tried to crack like probabilities, or like not even probabilities. It was like you'd play blackjack or something, and whenever you see an ace, you're like, okay, now there are only 3 aces left. There are all these other cards. So they're like counting one by one and then like deducing probability. It was like a stupid amount of math. Like it would just like they didn't have computers back then, so they were like doing it all by hand, and it'd just take like fucking 5 million slave years of just like doing it over and over. So he like had a bunch of little like he basically just took their big math and like condensed it down into this like super simple method of counting cards. He's like, oh, we don't need to know like how many cards exactly are left. We just need to know the percentage of cards. Fucking, how am I gonna explain this? I don't know. He did a thing like that.
I think I know his method where, and I'm not going to get into the percentages, but it's so simple that I learned how to do it once with my brother, and it's like, it's something like if you get a face card, you just add 1 to your count. If it's, I don't know, 2 through 9 or something, you just subtract 1. And oh no, maybe it's the other way around. Doesn't matter. But as you're getting as you're getting the lower cards, yeah, I think it's the other way around. Your count's going like +1, +2, +3, +4. And when you get up in those high numbers, that means like a face card's going to come next, which is a 10 or a ace 11. So you're going to get blackjack.
Yeah.
I played blackjack this weekend, dude, at a charity event. Lost all my
Nice.
money. Yeah.
Well, it's for charity. Yeah, I don't really. The method was like he had a specific method of like, oh, you should add 5 for like fucking a jack and add 11 for an ace or something like that. He's like, even that math is hard to like go really fast with and keep track of. So he just did like the super dumbed down version of yeah, you just like middle cards are 0, so you don't do anything with those fuckers, and then like low cards are good for the dealer because you know he likes low cards, and then you like high cards. So then it was I don't know, something like +1 for high cards because you like those, -1 for low cards, something like that. But yeah, same idea. Basically, just made it super simple. And the reason why like other people failed versus he could is one, he was a genius, but two, like he was actually like in Vegas or in Reno, Nevada, like in the casinos testing it. And he's like, dude, I can't count super fast with their method. I even like try to condense it down into a little flashcard I have in my hand. Even that's too quick for me. So I need to like super dumb it down. So he's just really good at that. And I'm trying to like apply just the dumbed down version to what we're doing.
The Ed Thorpe dumbed down.
Yeah, it's just like what's the Ed Thorpe of like battling your friends, and like what you actually need to have. And he also, for what it's worth,
yeah, keep going.
Well, yeah, don't forget your thing. He was in high school and his family was broke as fuck, and they're also like he had a bunch of Filipino refugees living in his house. So they had literally no
At
money.
Thorp?
Yeah, he's Filipino, and it was during World War II, so they just had a bunch of Filipinos. So they had literally no money because it's just the dad's salary basically paying for everything. So he had to get a scholarship to go to college, and the best way to get a scholarship then was like winning this chemistry exam, uh, like the state chemistry exam. And how he did it was he basically like he took 10 tests from all the previous years. Half of those he saved, and the other half he studied with. And then after studying with the first half, he'd go and like one by one, like take the actual exam for the second half. If that makes sense.
Almost. One
10
more time?
exams. He
Yep.
used the first 5 to just like practice, like to look at the problem, see what they're asking. And then like he would do mock tests with the other 5 remaining after he had studied a lot with the first
Mm.
5, which is kind of like
It's kind of
what
like
we're
the
doing.
right. It's kind of like the Ed Thorpe that we accidentally figured out, which is studying for tests is just doing problems.
Yeah, that was my point. Funny thing too with that is he studied for the chemistry exam. Also, he skipped a bunch of grades because he was a legit genius. So he was like 15 going up against the like 17, 18-year-olds, and he was too. He didn't have enough money to buy a slide rule, like the thing. It's like early calculator thing. So he just tried to do everything in his head on the exam, and like still came in fourth place. He was like, "That's fucked," because they had calculators. I didn't even have a calculator on this whole fucking exam. So he was pissed off because he couldn't afford it. He's like, "That's stupid. I had all the math right." And they wouldn't let him take it the next year because he already took it the prior year. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna learn physics." And he did the same thing for the physics exam. But then he bought a fucking slide rule calculator and he smoked everybody. And but he wanted to go to Caltech, which is like where Feynman was teaching and stuff. But like the dorms were too expensive there, so he had to go to Berkeley, and he was like
Oh,
really sad about it. And I'm like, damn, dude, he couldn't even afford the dorms. Uh, his story is pretty nuts. I'm only like halfway through rereading his book, but
add away.
fucking tough to get excited about on Miserable Monday.
Hang on,
Um,
I can get you excited about something. I forget my
yeah.
segue, but I was golfing with this friend who's a designer over the weekend. I was telling him about the course and like online web-based courses, but then also apps. And he's a designer, UI UX designer, and we were just talking about like how bad all apps are. Period. Like there's we found like a couple. They were actually decent. His favorite app though that you should check out after this is an app called Flighty, and all
Mhm.
it does is it like takes your airline inputs, your flights and stuff, and just makes the most beautiful like representation of all your flights. I'll show you in a second. Gives you all the data, tells you where your planes are, who's flying them, what the maintenance, like super
Mm.
niche, crazy amount of data just on your flights. And so I synced mine up with the TripIt app, which is how I do all of my travel. And then just immediately it gives me like the
Oh, that's
world.
pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's designed really well of everywhere I've been. And then all these just like super nerd, like I've taken 165 flights for 268,000 miles. When I click view more, I should be showing you, not me. I think it says I flew
Mm.
to the moon at some point. There, 1.1x of the moon. Got there. Um,
Huh.
it'll tell you like this is pretty nerdy, but it'll tell you like, oh wow, I did Providence to Chicago the most for school. Um,
Hmm.
it'll tell you like the plane you've flown on the most, 737, 800, and it's just really, really pretty. So
How do
that
they
was an
make money?
instant. I paid him $3.99 a month
A month.
forever,
Huh.
or you can buy a lifetime for like $250 or something.
$250?
Yeah,
How does that make any sense? So you're saying spend $50 a year,
$50 a year,
dude?
or do the
Because
lifetime purchase for. I guess it would take 5 years.
That's great. 5 years to break even cash flow. Like, who the
Oh,
fuck
right.
is doing that?
You mean
It's
from their
insane.
point of view?
No,
For me,
for
why would I do
bars.
it?
$250 is stupid money when you can spend like a coffee a month. Like,
But it's the kind of app where
like
like
that Matt.
it's the kind of app where I'll probably have it for 10 years, right? I'm not
I
going to buy the
guess.
lifetime, but
Yeah, I'm saying if there's somebody that would buy the lifetime, it'd be you. So like, if you're not doing
right.
it, it's kind of
Who
crazy.
is?
But yeah, I mean that's a sick app. It's funny. I like the first thing I think with apps now is like, uh, why would you like? How are they making money? Like, how does it? Like that looks sick and all, but like the thing I like about the SAT is there's just so many ways to make money off it. Granted, it's just like a subset of a subset of an audience. Like it's only 17-year-olds that would be using it, but like, yeah,
The
there's
solutions you
like
can
no
sell
burning need.
in app.
Just like
Right.
you want to see how many times you've gone on the moon. It's like what?
It's more
Pay
than
two hundred
that.
fifty
Like,
dollars.
right. There's like the nerdy data side of it, but then there's also like the helpful, like when I'm flying, it gives you all your live updates. It has a really nice, like, the dynamic island, that bullshit at the top of your phone.
Yeah,
Actually, kind of like
the,
Sweetgreen with the real time progress update of your meal. So like they do that
yeah,
really well. They'll show you alternative flights if your thing's going to be canceled. They'll show you weather. So it's like half practical, half nerdy stats, and it's just designed beautifully. So that's my show and tell for the
yeah. It
day.
just seems like a lot of like imagine applying that beautiful design to like something important.
Mm.
Like I don't know. There's probably fucking better things to do that for.
Gardaloo!
Ugh. I didn't even say Gardeloo. That's how bad it was.